Welcome back to Dreamkatcher Daily. Today, we arrive at card 11 in the Major Arcana, the Justice card. In our last lesson, we explored the Wheel of Fortune, a card of cycles, turning points, and the forces of destiny that move beyond our control. Justice follows the wheel like a moment of pause, the reckoning that asks, what choices have you made, and what are the consequences that follow from them? Justice is impartial. She doesn't flinch. She doesn't take sides. She simply reveals the truth and balances the scales. This card asks us to look with honesty at our own lives and acknowledge cause and effect, and to live in alignment with truth. Justice is card 11. 11 is considered a master number in numerology. It carries the vibration of 2, but amplified. Where 2 is duality, polarity, and choice, 11 points to higher awareness and mastery through balance. It's the number of the gateway, 2 pillars standing side by side, showing us that we can move from ordinary perception into spiritual clarity. It's worth noting that in some older decks, Justice was card 8 and Strength was card 11. But in my Smith-Waite deck, Justice holds the number 11, which makes sense. After the chaotic turning of the wheel, we need higher wisdom to discern truth from illusion. Where in your life do you need to step back and see things with a higher clarity, not through bias, but through truth? Justice is ruled by Libra, the scales, and it carries the element of air. Libra is about harmony, fairness, and balance in relationships. It rules partnerships and reminds us that how we treat others reflects back on us. Under Libra's influence, Justice looks beyond selfish gain and asks, how do my actions affect the whole? The element of air speaks to intellect, communication, and reason. Air clears the fog and brings perspective. Justice isn't swayed by emotion alone. It relies on logic, rational thinking, and honest dialogue. Together, Libra and Air remind us that justice is not about raw punishment or vengeance. It's about balance, reason, and truth communicated clearly. Let's walk through the imagery from top to bottom so your eyes can follow. The yellow sky represents conscious awareness. The truth is not hidden. It is illuminated for all to see. The burgundy and purple veil draped behind the throne symbolizes dignity and spiritual authority. Where the high priestess's veil concealed mystery, this one suggests that the truth is revealed. Nothing is hidden here. The golden crown is topped with a square jewel, which symbolizes logic, reason, and order, structure over chaos. Justice wears this as her authority. Her robe is red, trimmed in green. The red reflects action and vitality, while the green represents growth and balance. Combined, they show that justice acts with power, but always in the interest of harmony. On her robe, we see another square jewel, a reminder of rationality, grounded truth, and structure woven into her very being. In her right hand she holds a sword with a golden handle and water blue blade, raised upward. The sword points to the heavens, showing that her decisions are aligned with her higher truth. It is double-edged, able to cut either way, depending on what is true. The blue blade reminds us that the truth should be delivered with clarity and fairness, not cruelty. In her left hand she holds the golden scales, perfectly balanced, symbolizing fairness, evidence, and the law of cause and effect. And the left hand, the intuitive hand, reminds us that true justice requires not just reason, but compassion. In many traditions, scales weigh the heart against a feather, a reminder that truth is spiritual as well as earthly. Behind her stand two gray pillars, echoing those of the high priestess and the hierophant, symbols of law, tradition, and structure. They frame her throne, showing that she is supported by order and stability. The stone throne itself is solid and unyielding, representing permanence and authority. Justice cannot be bribed or swayed. She is unmoving. Beneath her feet are stone steps, reminding us that truth must be approached with effort. To reach justice, we must rise through honesty, discipline, and accountability. Justice teaches us that truth always rises. We cannot outrun the consequences of our actions. Every choice has weight. Every action has effect. This card is an invitation to be honest with yourself and others, to take responsibility, and to align your life with your highest values. What truth are you being asked to face, and how can you act in a way that restores balance? Upright, justice represents fairness, truth, accountability, and the law of cause and effect. It asks you to act with integrity, to make decisions that align with honesty, and to trust that fairness will ultimately prevail. This card may appear in times of contracts, legal matters, or major decisions, where the truth must be laid bare. But justice isn't only about courts or laws. It can show up in everyday life. A friendship where honesty is required, a workplace dispute that needs fairness, or a moment when you must admit your own role in a conflict. In its highest form, upright justice is not about punishment, it's about balance. It restores harmony where things have fallen out of alignment. Reversed, justice warns of dishonesty, avoidance, or imbalance. It can show situations where lies are present, where the truth is being distorted, or where someone refuses accountability. It may also reflect a personal blind spot, blaming others, refusing to take responsibility, or justifying harmful actions. Reverse justice often calls us out on the stories we tell ourselves to avoid facing the truth. On a broader scale, it can reflect systemic unfairness, when life feels unjust or when systems around us fail. In these moments, reverse justice reminds us to seek balance within ourselves, even if the outer world feels skewed. In relationships, this reversal may warn of dishonesty or avoidance of difficult conversations. In practical matters, it can point to legal complications or unfair decisions. Justice reminds us that truth rises, balance must be restored, and integrity is the path forward. The lesson is to face ourselves honestly, take responsibility for our choices, and live in alignment with what is fair and true. In our next lesson, we'll explore card 12, the Hanged Man, a card that teaches surrender, patience, and the wisdom of seeing life from new perspective. Thank you for joining me on today's journey. If this message brought you clarity, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who may need a reminder. See you next time on Dreamkatcher Daily.